Hello everyone, it's Sandra, and today I thought we would just hang out and get ready. I have my little coffee going. I wanted to share with you the makeup routine that I've been doing for the last couple of weeks. It's kind of been my everyday makeup, but a little bit more amped up. I certainly find myself craving really luminous and fresh looking makeup this time of year. It's just so gray and gloomy outside. So I try to kind of inject a little bit of light and sparkle with my makeup. So let's get started. I do have a bit more dryness around my mouth, and I like to kind of spot treat that with this little Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Primer. This is my favorite primer for dry patches. And I just use a tiny amount, kind of just spread out where I need it, but I find that this is the area of my face that's most prone to dry patches in the winter. The rest of my face doesn't need any more moisture. I just did my regular skincare routine, my regular morning routine, which you can actually see on my last vlog or 2 vlogs ago. I'm gonna link it on the screen. So if you wanna check it out, wanna see my current morning skincare routine, you can watch that. But like I mentioned, I do like a bit more of a glowy boost. So I have been playing with the Marc Jacobs Dewdrops again. I've had these forever, and I feel like I need to use them more because I don't want this bottle to suffer the same fate that my Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector did. So I'm trying to use it more. I just wish that these came in smaller bottles because this is so impactful and it's quite metallic. I also don't like the pump. I feel like the pump always gets clogged because this does set quite quickly. But it is just the most beautiful highlighter formula, especially if you're somebody with more oily combination skin, because it does set. It doesn't leave like a tacky finish on the skin. So I just do a little bit on the palm of my hand, then I take a damp sponge and I just apply it on my cheeks. You can do this over foundation too. I feel like at the end of the look, I usually assess and see if I need any more highlight, but I've been enjoying doing it underneath. Just a little bit of a subtle sheen. And this is the rose gold one. It's the, what's this called? Fantasy. In terms of foundation, I have been mixing these two together. My Old Faithful LANCOME Teint Idole Ultra in shade 230 Buff W, mixed in with a little bit of the Sisley Tinted Moisturizer. This is in shade Light. I'm trying to use this up. I like this, I don't love it. So that's why one of my methods of using up kind of okay base products is to mix them with something that I really, really love. And in this case, the Tinted Moisturizer by Sisley has a really, really natural skin-like finish. And the LANCOME Teint Idole gives me a little bit more coverage and longevity. And together, I feel like I get a more natural looking base and I kind of get the best of both worlds. Again, I like to use the palm of my hand. I do 1 pump and then I try to assess an equal amount with the Sisley Tinted Moisturizer. And then again, I take a different sponge, not the one that I used for the highlighter. And I just go to town. This has been the month of awkward blemish placements for me. I have some right on my jawline and then that really painful one on my lip. And since that's such a tender area, I have a hard time spot treating it with anything too intense because then I don't want my lip to get all dry and flaky. So it's been biding its time. Then for concealing, I do have some blemishes to conceal and I'm going to use my Laura Mercier Secret Camouflage. I have heard a terrible rumor that this is being discontinued. A lot of you share my fear and we were chatting in the DMs, but if anybody has any more information, if you work in the beauty department at Sephora or Nordstrom, maybe if you work at a Laura Mercier counter, if you have any intel on whether the original Secret Camouflage palette is being discontinued, please let me know because then I'm gonna have to panic order a backup. One of these palettes usually lasts me 1.5 years. This is my all-time favorite concealer for active blemishes because it has this really waxy texture and full coverage, and it really just sticks to the blemish and it doesn't fade throughout the day. I absolutely love this concealer. And I saw that they have released a new Laura Mercier Secret Camouflage pencil. It's like a concealer pencil, double-ended, but that has a completely different ingredients list, and it's definitely marketed for the under eye area, so I'm assuming that formula is a bit more emollient, a bit more moisturizing. This is not an under eye product. It's quite thick and waxy, which is perfect for blemishes. So yeah, I'm very worried. This is one of my all-time favorite products. I've been using this for over 10 years and I'm upset. I'm upset if it's going to be discontinued. So I'm just going to use my finger to warm up the formula first and just kind of dibble-dabble into both colors, and then I just kind of stamp it on to the blemish. And I let it marinate there for a little bit. Yeah, I would be so sad if this is gone. There's video footage of baby Sandra out there using this concealer. I think I did, back in the day, I did a video solely dedicated to this concealer, probably 10 years ago. I'm going to let this dry down for a bit. I will apply my under eye corrector. This is the Sisley Phyto Serum in shade 02. Cannot believe how long this lasts. Yes, this is an extremely expensive product, but I've had this for almost 2 years and I use this every single day, and I still have quite a lot of product left. I'm just using my ring finger to blend it in. It does a great job at neutralizing the greenish tint that I can get under my eyes. And then for a bit more under eye concealing power, I'm using the Giorgio Armani Power Fabric Concealer. This is in the shade 4, and I'm also using this to conceal some of that redness on the top of my nose. I try not to use too much concealer on my nose because I find that that's the place where makeup tends to look really cakey really easily, so I try to just use as little product as possible. Even when I apply my foundation, the nose is the last place that I hit. I just kind of use whatever's left over on the sponge. It's a bit tricky because I do have a lot of redness on my nose, so I need to put product on there to cover up the redness, but I try to have a really, really thin layer of it so that it doesn't look cakey. And then I'm just going to wait about a minute for things to settle. All right, so now I'm going to use my Sephora 57 brush to very, very gently buff the edges of the Laura Mercier concealer. I'm gonna apply this lip plumping gloss just while I finish the rest of my makeup. I usually do my lips last. So I've been applying this little lip plumper so that my lips look a bit fuller by the time it comes to lipstick application. And whatever's left over, I always like to take it on my eyelid, again, to help tone down the veins in there. So next, I'm gonna do a little bit of contouring. As I said, this is not a quick everyday makeup. This is an everyday makeup look that is a bit more involved, but I'm just going to use my Burberry Contour Stick. I love the move where you just put the product on the palm and use the palm of your hand as a palette, and I'm just using this little Real Techniques. I think this is an eyeshadow brush. I'm just using it to contour the sides of my nose just a little bit, just on my forehead here, my chin. I bought this Tower 28 blush from somebody that I follow on Instagram. She did a little Insta sale. She used to work at Allure magazine, so she had a ton of brand new, in some cases this was like swatched once, I think, and I bought it from her, and it's in the shade Happy Hour. I don't know why I thought Tower 28 was a Korean beauty brand. I finally looked them up a few days ago and I realized that they're from LA, so this is the shade Happy Hour. It's a really pretty, punchy coral, and I was expecting this to be a lot like a dewy, sticky type of cheek product, which is why I didn't want to, I wanted to try it, but I didn't want to pay full price, so I was happy that, you know, the occasion arose and I was able to get it at a really, really good price. But again, I'm using the palm of my hand as a little palette. This is a e.l.f. airbrush. What's this called? Airbrush stipple brush. But yeah, I'm really pleasantly surprised with this formula because it does set. Again, having oily combination skin, I'm always wary of cream cheek products that don't set. While they look absolutely beautiful, it's just not very practical for me because within an hour or two, it's just going to slide all down my face. But this actually sets, and it has a little bit of luminosity from within. The formula is actually very, very comparable to the Bobbi Brown Pot Rouge formula, which you know I love. Yeah, I'm really digging it. It's also quite pigmented, so I'm using a very, very light hand, and again, using the palm of my hand to tap away the excess. And this is I think it's a cheek, eye, and lip tint. So exactly the same type of thing as the Bobbi Brown Pot Rouge. But this color is beautiful. It's exactly what I need this time of year. You know, I just want something uplifting, something a little bit more bright because, you know, the sun, I haven't seen the sun in weeks. For powder, I'm going to powder under my eyes with the Pat McGrath under eye setting powder. Love this stuff so much. It makes me so happy when I get a message on Instagram from someone saying that they just bought this and they also really love it. Makes my day. I'm going to powder the rest of my face with Old Faithful, again, by Terry Hyaluronic Hydra powder. It's just the old school untinted one. You can still see like some of that Marc Jacobs is shining through. And we also have the natural luminosity from the Tower 28 blush. I'm going to do just the tiniest amount of bronzer just because I really want to use up this bronzer this year. It's the LILAH B Bronzer. Just a very light stamping of it. And then for the eyes, I'm taking the lightest color of the bronzer and I'm using a MAC 224 brush to just give me a little bit of definition in my crease. I love using bronzer in the crease. I think it's such an easy way to get a transition color that is very cohesive. I'm using the Giorgio Armani eye tint in shade 44 Rose Gold on the eyes. This is so pretty and I love this formula. It just sets quite quickly though, so you have to move pretty fast, but it's really easy to work with. And it sets. I never have issues with it creasing, so it actually makes a nice base as well. I'm going to just define my lower lash line a little bit with my Surratt Brunatre eyeshadow, just a tiny little bit. I find that if I don't use a little bit of eyeshadow, it just makes my eyes just feel smaller. I'm just used to having that little bit of extra definition. And then just for a little bit more impact, I've been doing a dab of glitter in the center of the eyelid. And the last couple months of 2020, I went ham and I ended up ordering the other two ROEN quads that I didn't have. So the first quad that I bought, I think a couple years ago, was the 72 degree palette. So I've been using either this color here, this really nice champagne gold, or this is a 52 degrees palette. This is the cool tone one. I've been using this color here, or from the 1111 palette, I've been using this color here. So just the lightest color from any ROEN quad, I've been using just as a little extra dab of shine just at the center of my eyelid. Today I'm going to use this one here from the 52 degrees palette. I think this is such a beautiful color, and I'm just using my ring finger and I'm just applying it, tapping it on the center of my eyelid, like a spotlight effect, if you will. I'm going to use this Marc Jacobs eyeliner to tightline just on my upper lash line to make it a bit thicker. I do it a little bit on the actual lash line as well. just on the outer, towards the outer corner. For the eyebrows, nothing exciting. I'm going to use some eyeshadow today. I'm going to use my Burberry taupe brown eyeshadow, and then just a little bit of our gel stroke brow. Eyebrows and eyelashes done. Last step is the lips. I'm just going to wipe off the excess lip gloss. And for lip liner, I've been kind of going back and forth between these two depending on the tones that I want to bring out more. I use either the MAC Strip Down Lip Liner if I want a more defined, warm brown undertone, or if I want to just enhance my natural lip color, I will use the Giorgio Armani Smooth Silk Lip Pencil in shade number 12. This just really, really works well with my natural lip color. It's what I'm going to wear today. It's like a My Lips But Better color, essentially. Then I'm taking the Charlotte Tilbury Mi Kiss lipstick, formerly known as Bond Girl. This is one of my Project Pan 2020 products that is carrying over into 2021. I'm just dabbing it. I don't want a very full-on application. I just want a very light, almost like a little stain. And then for a little bit of sheen and some moisture, I'm using the JOUER lip enhancer. This is the lip enhancer balm in the shade Peony. This is such a pretty, it's like a peachy pink with a beautiful high shine. This is a really great product if you have a lipstick that is a bit too dark for you. You want to just kind of lighten it up a tiny bit. This is my current go-to Luminous winter makeup that I've been doing, and it's exactly what I need this time of year. So let me know if there's a particular type of product you're gravitating towards lately. If you have any beauty favorites to share with me, let me know in the comment section below. I love to hear your thoughts and the products that you're loving. And that's about it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.